How do you navigate a relationship when your partner is scared of vulnerability? Through patience and understanding, Sylus shows us how to move our partners forward without overstepping their boundaries. Hi guys, it's Loverboy Sylus. Here's Sylus, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Sylus and MC both struggled with emotional vulnerability, going from enemies to allies to a situationship before officially dating. Because of this, both you and Sylus have to learn how to navigate your feelings for each other without overstepping each other's boundaries. I feel like this is shown very well in awaiting a Secret Times audio that you can earn from Sylus's content once you reach affinity level 55 with him. In this audio, the MC/you, the player, are running away from some enemies after they have injured your back on a mission. You presumably, and I say presumably because MC has no dialogue in Secret Times, realize that your current location is close to one of Sylus's properties. Because of this, you decide to hastily break into his house in order to get to safety. Sylus, getting a notification from his security system, decides to come and check it out, only to find you at the front door with a gun to his face. At first, he's a little nonchalant, mocking you for having the nerve to put a gun to his face when he's the one who owns the house, but quickly rushes you inside once he realizes that there is an injury on your back. After he assesses it, he asks you if it hurts. However, you, being stubborn as you are, say something along the lines of, "I'm fine," or "It's fine," brushing your wound off as if it's nothing. This is a clear sign of MC's hyper-independence. Though she has a moderately severe injury, she refuses to acknowledge that the pain even exists, which arguably so is ridiculous considering that she could risk an infection or even worse if she just leaves it alone. Sylus immediately calls you out on this, scoffing at you and saying,
"You're still acting tough, huh?"
Thinking it is ridiculous of you to refuse any help when you are clearly in a position of vulnerability. He even tries to convince you to sit on a bed so that he can help you patch up your wounds. However, you continue to act tough. After much refusal from you, Sylus decides that it's time to stop bantering with you and instead pivots to giving you a serious logical reason as to why you need his help. He points out that now is not an appropriate time for you to act tough and all grown up.
Now is not the time for you to be a big girl,
when you physically cannot reach the injury on your back, implying that it would be dangerous to let the wound just be, just because you were too stubborn and refused to ask for help. However, since he does recognize that you are uncomfortable, he decides to crack a couple of jokes here and there to ease the tension, doing things like, for example, suggesting that you bite into a piece of canned meat in order to keep quiet while your enemies are still on the lookout for you, which in the end does end up working. You give him a little side eye for the ridiculous suggestion and he laughs. This, in my opinion, is a really good example of Sylus's emotional intelligence. Once he realizes that you are actually intent on shouldering the pain alone, he decides to take a step back from the usual bantering dynamic and instead slips into something more serious, giving you a logical reason as to why you need his help. On top of this, he also gives you a way to step back into the dynamic, cracking the jokes about the canned meat so that you have something that's familiar and comfortable while your hyper-independence is challenged. And though this is a fantastic example of Sylus's emotional intelligence, I do feel like the greatest one by far in this audio has to be the next scene, the one where he asks you to load your gun. After Sylus properly attends to your injuries, he asks you where your gun is. When you tell him, he picks it up, and instead of just loading the gun himself and giving it to you, what he does instead is grab the gun, open the magazine, hold it in front of you, and ask you to load it for him. Now, this is not a demand. This is, instead, a gesture of love and care. Sylus again understands that you are in an extremely uncomfortable position. Though he has no problems tending to you, it's clear that you have a problem with it. Whether that is because you feel like a bother, feel like this is a sign of weakness, or feel as if you are too used to doing things alone to want to ask for help. Either way, you are not comfortable with letting other people help you, especially not Sylus, the one person who could easily let you slip and become too vulnerable, risking both your heart and your pride. Because of this, the gun works as a sort of offer, in a sense, to give you a chance to take back some of the pride, control, or power that was metaphorically given up the moment that you had to succumb to accepting his help. It also works as a sort of message of encouragement, with the action almost suggesting to the player that Sylus is showing you he does not think that you are weak, and he thinks that you are still very capable. He does not think of you as lower, even though you needed the extra support. And after you load the gun, he makes this apparent by saying,
We make a good team.
again, emphasis on the team. He makes sure that you know that you are an equal to him, not anything lower, not anything higher. And finally, to reiterate again that you are a team, Sylus gives your gun back to you when you request it. However, it is on one condition: that you hold hands with him when you go back into battle so that you don't risk getting injured again. The story concludes with the two of you completing your mission together, fighting together to eliminate enemies, as Sylus's final way of showing you that asking for help isn't always a sign of weakness, but rather a sign of love. And that is reason number 1 as to why I love Sylus. Hi guys, welcome to my first video on my YouTube channel. This is also going to be the first video of my series where I basically just yap about reasons why I love Sylus. I'm not quite like a lore girly, but I'm also not like a battle girly. I really still don't understand protocols, honestly. But so this is my idea of something in between that's not too long but not too short. I also am planning to do the other love interest as well, because I am an OT5 lover. OT6 soon, maybe, seeing if the game will add another love interest. But that is all, and thank you, and I'll see you in another video soon.